Good Friday morning, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Alivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Under clear skies, I've got 58 degrees on the barn thermometer, and after a wet day yesterday, it's nice to see we've got some beautiful days coming up ahead as we start August. A quick shout out to Glenn Arnold and Kendall Lovejoy and everyone that helped make the North American Manure Expo such a success. I had a chance to stop out yesterday and was very impressed. A couple quick calendar reminders. Powered by Soy Biodiesel, tune in to midday today as we will be broadcasting from the Ohio State Fair Junior Market Show. That all thanks to Kalmbach Feeds. Then coming up on Monday, the Axis Seed County Fair Tour continues with its next stop. That will take place in Holmes County as Dale will be presenting a check to their Junior Fair Board. And tune in on Tuesday as we'll be getting an update from the Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association. Well, the Ohio State Fair is starting to wind down as it wraps up on Sunday, but a lot of activities still going on through the weekend. Let's check in with Dale Minyo for an update.
This Ohio State Fair livestock show schedule update brought to you by Farm Credit Mid-America. Let's first jump into the open class. August 1st in the sheep barn, Suffolk, Tunis, all other breeds, and Shropshire. August 2nd, Dorsets, Cheviots, and Monadales. In the dairy barn, Guernsey and Jersey heifers on the 1st. August 2nd will be Jersey, Guernsey, and Brown Swiss cows. August 2nd in the rabbit barn is the big open show for the ARBA sanctioned show, so be sure to check that out. Also then, on the junior side of things, on the 1st, we'll see the Market Hog Final Drive that gets underway at 7 p.m. August 2nd, the Market Beef Show Final Drive gets underway at 6:30. And in the Dairy Feeder Show, there'll be a show on Saturday, August 2nd at 5 p.m. All that's left at the Ohio State Fair, you can still find online at ohiostatefair.com.
Thanks, Dale. Taking a look at your agricultural news, backed by popular demand, the Ohio Soybean Association has announced the dates for its third year of the Hometown Tour stops. The Hometown Tour will follow the Ohio Soybean Association to agricultural businesses across the state, where farmers can gather to learn more about operating within tight margins, methods to grow your yields, and live demonstrations of BioRestore, that's a soy-based asphalt sealant, and much more. Now, breakfast will be provided. There is no cost to attend, but you do have to register in advance. Also, if you're a CCA, CPAGS, CPSSs, and CPSCs who attend, you are eligible to receive CEU credits. Now, the tour dates are August the 5th, the 6th, and the 28th. The program runs from 7:30 in the morning till 11:45. The first stop will be coming up on Tuesday, August the 5th. That'll take place at the Old Barns at Dry Run Farm. That's over in Pickaway County, Williamsport, Ohio. The second stop is on Wednesday the 6th, taking place at Wright State University's Lake Campus over in Mercer County, that in Salina. And then the final stop will be on Thursday, August the 28th. That will be held at the Louis Dreyfus Crush Facility site in Upper Sandusky. For more information and to register, you can go to their website. That is www.soyohio.org/hometown. Well, let's take a look at your Friday morning and through the weekend weather forecast. This forecast brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com.
Very pleasant weather in control as we move into the weekend. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at that Ohio Ag Weather update. We are done with moisture. It's pushing off to the east and south. Strong Canadian high pressure is built in over Wisconsin here today. Cooler temperatures associated with that pushing into the entirety of the Great Lakes and Eastern Corn Belt. And the biggie, dew points have dropped. They have dropped significantly, and that means humidity values have dropped significantly. Just a spectacular start to the month of August for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Might even need a sweatshirt at times as dew points make it so that we can see lows drop down into the lower 50s in northern parts of Ohio. Now, getting into next week, Monday, Tuesday, I still think the humidity values stay low, but temperatures will start to come up just a little bit. If you're down near the Ohio River, I'll also say you might see an offshoot of some minor disturbances that are coming through the deep south. Could throw a little bit of hit and miss scattered shower action in, but I don't think it's much for Monday afternoon. The rest of next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, more humid, but I think we're devoid of major moisture right now. I think we're going to stay that way until we get to Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th. That's when scattered showers and thunderstorms come back through, giving anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. But there's a chance that a large part of next week stays dry. It's just not going to be as comfortable as what we're putting together today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Humidity values the second half of next week will climb. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this. Did you know that soybeans are the secret sauce behind Ohio's booming poultry farms? Each year, poultry consume a whopping 937 million bushels of soybean meal nationwide. This high-protein powerhouse keeps chickens and turkeys thriving, making Ohio number 2 in egg production and number 9 in turkey farming. From farm to table, soybeans power the farms that feed families. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Attention construction pros. Purple Wave Auction brings quality equipment to your fingertips. Join our bi-weekly online auctions featuring dozers, excavators, loaders, and more. We provide detailed listings, photos, and seller contact info. Inspect online or in person. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Visit purplewave.com today and see why informed builders choose Purple Wave. Transparent processes, real deals. Your next great purchase awaits. purplewave.com.
Fertilizer news is making agricultural headlines as the average retail fertilizer price increased on 4 fertilizers that are tracked by DTN, while the other 3 that they track dropped during the final week of July. Now, for the 7th consecutive week, retailers reported no significant moves up or down. MAP led the way with a 4% hike in its average price of $846 a ton last month to $881 a ton. UAN saw a $6 per ton increase to $419 a ton. That followed by potash with a $2 jump to $481 a ton to $483 a ton. And retailers reported a small price increase for DAP of $1 per ton up to $811 a ton. Now, 3 fertilizers reported lower prices, led by urea's $11 per ton drop. That now at $645 a ton. The average anhydrous price fell from $770 to $764, while UAN fell by $3 a ton to $497 a ton. The average price of 1034.0 did remain unchanged at $672 a ton. That compared to where it was a month ago. Now, if we break it all down on a price per pound unit nitrogen basis, the average urea price was 70 cents a pound unit nitrogen. Anhydrous was 47 cents a pound unit nitrogen. UAN 28 was 75 cents a pound, and UAN 32 78 cents a pound. Now, 7 fertilizers are now higher in price compared to where they were a year ago. MAP is up by 8%, 1034.0 is 5% more expensive, while DAP is 9% more expensive. Anhydrous is up 13%, UAN 28 is 24% more expensive, while urea 28 and UAN 32 have all increased by 32%. Potash remains the only fertilizer lower in a price by 4% compared to where it was just a year ago. Now, Indiana-based farmer-owned cooperative Superior Ag broke ground last week on a $20 million fertilizer terminal on the Ohio River that near Rockport, Indiana, according to the Waterways Journal. And when completed in 12 to 18 months, the terminal will be a 32,000-ton dry fertilizer facility and is expected to be one of the largest distribution sites in the region. The cooperative said its new terminal will serve farmers in southwestern Indiana, northern and central Kentucky, and bordering Illinois. In other agricultural headlines, for the first time in 20 years, U.S. beef will be shipped to Australia. Negotiations between the two countries has led to open trade after delays continued for many years. Now, according to the United States Meat Export Federation, it's been 21 years since bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE, resulted in a market closure to the U.S. beef around the world. While most markets had been reopened, Australia continued to ban U.S. beef exports due to BSE concerns. Now, Australia is one of the last countries to maintain a ban on U.S. beef exports after the 21-year post-BSE, and its restrictions are purely a protectionist measure against the U.S. beef industry, which are long overdue for resolution, according to the U.S. Meat Export Federation. President Donald Trump has continually worked on trade deals around the world. The NCBA, National Cattlemen's Beef Association, thanked the president for this trade win for America's cattle farmers and ranchers. For 20 years, U.S. beef was denied access to Australia, while Australia exported $29 billion worth of beef to U.S. consumers. The lack of two-way science-based trade has been a sticking point for many years, and we're pleased President Trump was successful in reopening the Australian market to American beef, that according to NCBA President Buck Wehrbein. NCBA has spent decades working to correct this trade imbalance, and we're proud to have a president who's willing to fight for for American farmers and ranchers, expand export markets, and fix unfair trade agreements across the world. Now, in 2024 alone, Australia shipped a total of $1.7 billion in beef to the U.S., that according to the U.S. Meat Export Federation, and they added that Australia would be a niche market for U.S. beef with opportunities at food service in the short run and providing a premium product in the long run without any threat to Australia's industry. Australia beef prices are far lower than U.S. beef prices, which limits export potential from a cost perspective. And with the U.S. cow herd at its lowest level in the last 62 years, the market is not expected to be overwhelmed with supply anytime soon. Australia is the sixth largest exporting market for the United States. Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
Hey, Ohio! Don't wait! The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the Butter Cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Get the equipment and trucks you need at the Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes Regional event on August 7th and 8th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 1,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, truck, tractors, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes Regional event on August 7th and 8th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
It's time now for today's market analysis, brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Call 574-566-2113 for information on soybean marketing to LDC.
Grain markets have finished mixed on Thursday, the last trading day of the month of July. As we kick off August, new month, new money. Is that going to factor into things? I hope so, but thinking not. The soy oil length got liquidated via chart trades yesterday. That was one of the reasons why soybeans just could not get much going. Early selling pressure pushed wheat and soybean futures to fresh multi-month lows, and we could not rebound off of it on the soybeans at all. Corn futures bounced a little bit from prior contract lows. The market is probing the downside amid a large U.S. crop potential. Modest and brief rallies have been occurring here and there over the past day or two, and it's mostly happening in the corn side of things on expanding export potential. News that President Trump was willing to extend the 25% tariff for the next 90 days with Mexico was supportive to corn. Cash corn and soybean bids are switching from old to new crop with basis under pressure for August and September. New crop harvest is going across the Delta. Gulf Coast to soybean state yields are still probably several weeks off from making good headlines, but the harvest is underway. Brokers estimate that funds sold 3,900 contracts of wheat yesterday, 6,900 contracts of beans, bought 2,100 contracts of corn. In the products, 6,200 contracts of soy oil were sold. Big liquidation, triple-digit losses there. And the unwinding of the corn, soybean, and soy oil meal spreads were featured, and that added a little bit support to corn futures overall. Another interesting story that we're seeing, world ocean freights are declining from September onward as world trade softens. Nations were hedging against Trump tariffs by sending additional goods to the U.S. as an inventory cushion, but as the global tariff rate increases, here 15 to 20% today, this import hedge is going to end. Moreover, iron ore trade is slowing due to the 50% U.S. steel tariffs adversely impacting building investment. Finally, China did not secure any soybeans for fall harvest this past week, and that's causing worry about a substantially reduced U.S. 25-26 soybean export program to China. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's take a look now at how your markets closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Well, September corn closed up 2 1/4 cents, and December corn was up 1 1/2. September soybeans closed down 6 1/4 cents, while November soybeans were down 6 1/2. And September Kansas City wheat closed up 4 1/4 cents, while September Chicago wheat was down 1/2 penny, and September Minneapolis wheat was up 1/2 cent. Taking a look now at the overnight trade, September corn is up 1/4 penny at $3 $3.94 1/4 cent. August soybeans are trading up a 1/4 penny at $9.62, and wheat for September trading a penny higher, $5.24 1/4 cent. In livestock at the close, August live cattle were down $5.30. August lean hogs up a dime. Thanks for joining us and have a great day. This is the Ohio AgNet.